Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. Military members from right here in Siouxland were a part of history last week, standing guard at one of the most watched events of every 4 years. KCAU 9 News reporter Mallory Smith explains what their experience was like in our top story at 5.
A total of 250 security personnel from Iowa helped secure the inauguration ceremony of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris on January 20th. 25 of those folks deployed from Sioux City.
I'm just proud of the 185th and the 132nd Security Forces personnel.
Over the course of a week, the Guard members worked 16-hour shifts, securing the perimeter around the U.S. Capitol, where just days earlier, protesters stormed the building. Ferris says being prepared to serve was key.
It was quite an honor, actually, to represent Iowa. The fact that the governor and the adjutant general had so much confidence in the airmen and soldiers that went there to represent Iowa, and we were actually at the main entry control point.
Fortunately, a sunny day greeted the soldiers who were responsible for protecting both people and infrastructure on Capitol grounds. And it was actually something not related to the smooth transition of power that left the biggest memory with Ferris.
It was just a great opportunity to work joint, meaning Army and Air working together. We don't get to do that very often. So that was something that was super to be a part of because of the ability of people to talk to one another across services that doesn't get to happen very much.
Representing Siouxland along the way.
Really, it was just getting all of our weapons and gear ready to go so that we were prepared to be in the elements if we needed to be.
In Sioux City, Mallory Smith, KCAU 9 News.
A bill taking on gender identity in the classroom is now on the table in the Iowa legislature. Senate File 80 states that if a student wants to be called by a pronoun that's different than their biological sex, the school should notify the student's parents. One local lawmaker says he's in favor of this bill, adding he believes parents should be a part of such a decision.
Children developmentally, they need that parental wisdom and contact and input on how they live out their lives. So it's a bill that I personally favor. Isolating parents from something that important is just not a good idea.
Coming up tonight at 6, KCAU 9's Lydia Vasquez explains the negative impact some LGBTQ advocates say this bill could potentially have. Turning our attention now to the coronavirus. The federal government will increase each state's COVID-19 vaccine allocation by 16%, this starting next week. So for Iowa, that's an additional 6,300 doses. The increased amount is guaranteed for the next 3 weeks.
Even with the 16% increase starting next week, the nation's current vaccine supply simply cannot keep up with the incredibly high demand. And I know that that can be frustrating to hear. I know Iowans are very eager to get vaccinated and finally put COVID-19 behind them, and that time is coming, but we need to remain patient.
Governor Reynolds adding that the first doses of vaccine have already been administered to nearly every long-term care facility in the state. So good news there. Let's take a quick look now at the latest COVID-19 numbers here in Siouxland. Woodbury County Health today reporting 14 cases in 24 hours. The positivity rate continues to shrink, now standing at 8.7%. In Nebraska, Dakota County with 2 new positive tests reported today. The county's positivity rate now at 5.3%. And in South Dakota, Lincoln County reported 20 new cases. The positivity rate there is at 12.5% still. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem says she would support using a grand jury to decide whether or not charges should be filed against the state's attorney general, Jason Ravnsborg. If you remember, he struck and killed a man driving along a highway back in September. Governor Noem has been critical of the fact that no decision has yet been made by prosecutors assigned to this case. Prosecutors can use grand juries to file charges. That crash took the life of 55-year-old Joseph Beaver along Highway 14 near the town of Highmore. According to the 911 transcript, Ravnsborg told the dispatcher he had no idea what he hit. The next day, Ravnsborg returned and then discovered the body of Joseph Beaver. A semi caught fire on I-29 near Sloan late this morning. Officials say traffic would be down to one lane for the majority of the afternoon as a result of that crash. Captain Justin Mitchell is with the Sloan Fire Department telling us that fire started in the rear of the tractor before it started to spread to the trailer. Now, the trailer was carrying energy drinks at the time of this incident. We are told tonight that the driver involved is okay. It's time tonight for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. Marcus, I could say at least we saw the sun today. It makes the chilly temperatures a little less unpleasant.
That's right, Sophie. And also, too, we had winds pretty much non-existent throughout much of Siouxland. If you experienced wind today, it was very little. So that also helping play into the fact that even though it was cold today, it did not feel even colder than the actual temperature. 20 degrees was our high here in Sioux City today. 19 in Wayne, 18 in Lamar's, 21 in Cherokee and Yankton. The warm spot there at 23 degrees today. So it was cold all throughout Siouxland. Overnight tonight, expect temperatures to drop down into the single digits for most of us. It's going to be a really cold night tonight. Again, wind chill values dropping down below zero. It does look like we will gradually warm up the next couple of days, but another winter storm looking to move through the area on Saturday. I'll have more details on that in the 9 on 9 forecast. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. Like many local businesses, Cone Park has had to make some changes in Sioux City because of the virus. Things like reducing attendance, closing the lodge, and sanitizing what they can as often as they can. But unlike this summer, where the swimming pools were blindsided by the issue, Cone Park has had some time to adjust, and things seem to be balancing out as far as their budgeting goes.
As of right now, we're still proportionately sitting really good on our budget. You know, we'll see what that looks like at the end of the year. You know, obviously we're anticipating that changing just with having less people come in and being able to put less people through the park means less revenue.
And of course, with that reduced attendance, it means there are less spots available if you do want to go out and enjoy Cone Park. So the officials there say be sure to schedule your time well in advance. Today, the world remembers one of the darkest periods of the mid-20th century, the Holocaust, World War II genocide of roughly 6 million European Jews and millions of others. It's been almost 90 years since that all began, but it's important more now than ever to never forget what happened. A local rabbi here in Siouxland explains why in this digital exclusive story on our website right now, SiouxlandProud.com, or click this story on the KCAU 9 News app. President Joe Biden wants students to return to the classroom, but says the logistics of going back to school safely will rely heavily on Congress. KCAU 9 Washington correspondent Jesse Chernur breaks it all down.
The Senate will soon begin the process of considering legislation.
Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is ready to move on President Joe Biden's coronavirus relief package, but Republicans still have reservations.
I'm hoping there's better things than what we've seen this first week of the administration.
For Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy, it comes down to funding for schools. Cassidy argues the federal government spends about $60 billion every year on K-12 public schools. Congress already doubled that amount during the pandemic. And now President Biden is asking lawmakers to approve $130 billion more for schools to return to the classroom full time.
What? Where's this coming from? You want to give them 3 times that, and yet teachers unions won't open, even though science says it's safe to do so.
The Biden administration would use those funds for new ventilation systems, updated safety guidelines, and widespread testing and tracing efforts.
We should be able to open up every school, kindergarten through 8th grade, if in fact we administer these tests.
If Congress can't reach a bipartisan agreement, the now Democrat-controlled Senate may move forward without Republicans.
It's not our preference, but dealing with this crisis in a bold and sufficient way is a necessity.
Schumer is considering the budget reconciliation process that allows major legislation to pass on a simple majority vote. But Cassidy hopes Democrats don't go there.
If President Biden meant it when he said he wants to work on a bipartisan basis, we'll see if he means it.
In Washington, Jesse Tenor, KCAU 9 News.
Black History Month just around the corner, and tonight we're celebrating by sharing the story of a black woman who has become a CEO of her own, how she's doing it, and a pair of running shoes coming up.
And it looks like another cold day today, but it does look like we'll follow it up with some warmer days ahead and a wintry mix possible this weekend. All of those details after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Thanks for sticking with us. Midweek, we've been given a break from some of the more severe weather. Tonight, being treated to a beautiful sunset. The day's getting longer, but the temperature is getting colder.
Yeah, it's cold out there, and it looks like overnight tonight we're going to have another cold night here throughout Siouxland. And even though it was cold today, we had plenty of sunshine and very minimal wind, so it really did not feel I don't want to say it didn't feel cold, because it did, but it could have felt colder, even, especially if we would have had even more wind today. It definitely would have felt much colder. The view outside right now from the KCAU 9 studio, brought to you by the Port Neal Welding Company, showing that we are seeing that sunset out there. And again, we're seeing mostly clear skies through a lot of Siouxland. Your updated road conditions looking pretty good throughout much of the area. We're seeing normal road conditions for most of Siouxland. But those back roads and those country, another storm system possibly moving through Wednesday and into Thursday. That one's pretty far out, so I'm not going to really focus too much on that one just yet.
At least we're basically average.
Yeah, it looks like temperatures are going to be average, and a couple storm systems, so something to watch.
All right, thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, Apple urging users to update to its latest software to avoid getting hacked. People who have iPhones and iPads should update immediately, they say. The tech company said cyber criminals may have actively exploited 3 security bugs found in its current operating system. The newest iOS update will fix those glitches. A handful of nurses are big winners tonight in being vaccinated for COVID-19, made them eligible for this prize. We'll tell you what it was coming up. And what started as a personal fitness journey has since evolved into a fitness organization, now with more than 200,000 members. How it's shattering stereotypes in the running world next. We're celebrating Black History Month a little bit early. Today, we're featuring an organization that's making a positive impact in the state of Virginia. Reporter Constance Jones shows us how the group Black Girls Run is advocating for Black women to make a healthy living priority.
Meet JL Alexander. She's the CEO of Black Girls Run. Leading by example, she's now down 115 pounds. At her heaviest, she was 304 pounds.
Had a short bout with high blood pressure in my early 20s, and my doctor was like, hey, you're too young to go on blood pressure medication. Let's focus on your physical activity.
That's exactly what she did, running her first 10K a decade ago. She fell in love with running, but also noticed something was missing.
When I go out running, we don't see a lot of Black women that's out and healthy and active.
That's how Black Girls Run was founded, on the premise of motivating women to take charge of their own health.
Touch the ground. We are taking care of our families, taking care of being caregivers, making sure that everybody else is taken care of before ourselves.
Today, the group has over 200,000 members in over 75 running groups across the country, like this group in Richmond, Virginia, led by Karen Anderson.
I started off because my blood pressure was elevated and I didn't want to take any medication. We formed bonds and we actually looked forward to meeting.
Normally, the women would be preparing for an upcoming challenge, a marathon, half marathon, or 10K. But times are different now due to the pandemic. Clearly, running has not stopped, and neither has the sisterhood, a group committed to accountability and encouragement every step of the way. In Richmond, Virginia, Constance Jones reporting.
And KCAU 9 News is proud to announce the start of a new weekly franchise. It's called Veterans Voices. The first story set to air Tuesday, February 16th during your KCAU 9 News at 10. Now, nominations are currently open. So if you know a veteran with a story to tell, we'd like you to email us at the address on your screen, veteransvoices@kcautv.com. Well, healthcare workers are being selected to fill seats at the Super Bowl, and 4 in particular learned of their golden tickets over a surprise virtual call. We'll share the reaction next. It's a very exciting day for 4 New York healthcare workers. The co-owner of the Buffalo Bills has surprised them in a virtual call to tell them they're going to Super Bowl 55 in Tampa Bay. Sarah Minkowitz shares the story.
Oh my gosh, I can't even.
I'm in shock and I'm very rarely speechless.
That's what happens when you find out you'll soon be flying down to Tampa Bay to see the Super Bowl.
Happy to pronounce that all 4 of you, Caitlin, Selena, Rachel, and Patty, you have been selected to be our guests at Super Bowl.
4 vaccinated healthcare workers are getting the golden ticket. Bill's co-owner Kim Pagula surprised them in a virtual call on Tuesday. They include Patty and Rachel, who work at Buffalo General, and Selena and Caitlin, who work at ECMC.
Best day ever. So awesome. It's a chance of a lifetime.
Each of them were nominated by their coworkers.
Thanks, it's awesome. We feel so appreciated and, you know.
We work with the best people, so
Yeah, just
for them
thankful,
to,
so thankful.
so thankful.
It's just an incredible group of people that we work with. We band together every single night we work, and we take care of our patients. And to be honored with another registered nurse on nights to go to the Super Bowl is just phenomenal. And 2 more nurses from ECMC, just a great, great opportunity that I will never forget.
And it all starts this Saturday when they fly out.
How well respected you are and how admired you are for your selfless work that you do. So we want to thank you for everything that you've done this past year. And we're so excited to take you to Tampa Bay, get your tan going, and enjoy a Super Bowl like no other this year.
Taking a live look outside now. Marcus returns with one more check on our forecast right after the break. Stay with us. Let's check in with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good afternoon, Sophie. New numbers out today show that 98% of the state's nursing homes have now had vaccination teams there to administer a COVID vaccine. The question remains, though, are there enough people to give those vaccines as people 65 and older begin getting the shots February 1st? There's a discussion in Des Moines that dentists could be part of the plan. We'll take a closer look at that coming up after World News Tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, Tim. And one more quick check on our weather.
A cold night ahead, temperatures dropping down into the single digits. It looks like tomorrow will warm up a bit more into the upper 20s, but still a chilly day ahead.
All right, thanks, Marcus. And thank you for joining us. See you back here at 6. Until then, have a great night.